Does this method work? Well, one, breath controls emotion. We know that. All of your breathing patterns have an emotion attached to them. Hello everybody. On today's episode, I want to discuss how to handle high stress situations. This topic came up because Super Bowl's coming up, Super Bowl 59, and I'm really excited for it. But it got me thinking, how do these high-level athletes handle these super stressful situations? You have to think there are millions of people watching this game coming up today, actually. Huge stakes, winner takes all type of event. And it really got me thinking of how these guys handled this situation, because that is a huge amount of stress that they are under. So I've done some research of this topic on how these athletes handle this. And I came up with 3 really cool methods that anybody can adopt to handle high stress situations, with the bonus one in there. So to get started, the first method I found that was very effective, not only for myself, but according to research by Dr. Andrew Huberman, was the double inhale method. So what this looks like is inhaling and then taking another short inhale after that with a hard exhale. So it looks like a strong inhale followed by a short inhale after that with a hard exhale. Why does this method work? Well, one, breath controls emotion. We know that. All of your breathing patterns have an emotion attached to them. When we change our breathing patterns versus a high stress situation where we're breathing heavy and up through our chest, we change our emotional state. But more importantly is that when you're doing this specific type of breathing pattern, that double inhale, that big strong inhale with a short inhale after with the hard exhale, what happens is that first inhale opens up the lungs, but the second short inhale actually opens up the bottom little air sacs at the bottom of your lungs and actually force them open, because as we get stressed, they get sticky and they end up just getting stuck together, according to research by Dr. Andrew Huberman. So that short inhale actually helps open them up to help us be able to breathe deeper. And that long exhale is it really activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which helps you relax. So again, it's a big inhale, short inhale, and long exhale. This method is proven to help reduce stress and help you get in your body and present to be able to handle high stress situations. The next method I found, this was done a lot of research with, and Tony Robbins actually talks about this all the time. This is focusing on gratitude or focusing on thankfulness. Because when we are worried or stressed or anxious, we put all of our focus on something that we don't want. And that's all essentially worry is focusing on something that we don't want. That puts us in an anxious state. Well, when we put our attention on something that we're thankful for, big or small, we actually lower that stress and that anxiety that we feel, because our bodies and our brains can't simultaneously think of both of them at the same time. So instead of putting all your focus on what you don't want, put your attention on what you do want, or things that you have around you that you can be thankful for or grateful for. I've used this method time and time again for years, probably 8 years now, and it's radically changed my life. A lot of high-level athletes talk about this. A lot of business professionals talk about this. It is a tried and true method that you can do at any moment. It's not always easy to do. My suggestion is start with something small. So if you're going through a high-stress situation or you're having high anxiety, start with something very small. Start with the fact that you can move your hands, or that you have 2 feet and you can walk, or that you can drink water freely, because some people don't have that luxury. Anything big or small that you have, start with that and just start listing multiple things. However long it takes, if you only have a few moments, take a few moments. If you have 5 minutes, take 5 minutes and list the things that you can focus on, that you can be grateful for. Just yesterday alone, I had a situation where myself was feeling a huge amount of stress, and worry and was getting anxious. And this was something that I came back to, was focusing on what I have and focusing on what I'm grateful for. And it makes a massive impact in your life. So again, don't focus on what you don't want. Put your attention on what you do want. Take that 2 or 3 minutes and list those things. The next thing to help with high stress situations, or when you're feeling a lot of anxiety, is actually to create. This was something that really was new to me, but after thinking about it, I wasn't really surprised. Research shows that when you are in a creative state, it almost instantly lowers your anxiety. This can help in high stress situations or when you're feeling those anxious moments. Creativity doesn't have to be these absolute masterpieces. We don't have to be Michelangelo or some high-level artist to be creative. They can be simple things. Writing or listening to music. Writing, doing a video, gardening, building. Anything where you're having to create something, drawing, doodling, sketching something out, it really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you put some attention on creating something. When we get into that creative state, our stress hormones lower, our cortisol lowers, and we start to feel a little more serotonin and dopamine, which is really wonderful, and that's what helps us to feel good. When we get in that creative state, we're also able to handle problems and look for solutions so much better. This is something that I haven't practiced intentionally, but I know that when I do get in a creative state, doing videos, doing podcasts, I have a garden when I start gardening, I feel a lot better and I'm able to handle complex situations much better and high stress situations a lot better versus when I've been going 2-3 weeks without creating anything. I have one more that I want to share with you, and it was a bonus one, but I thought was really cool and it's so easy to do. And so the fourth bonus method is actually listening to music and dancing. I want you to take a moment and think, when was the last time that you listened to music and started dancing that you felt stress and anxiety? I bet you can't think of one because, again, like the gratitude and worry, they don't go together. When you are listening to music and you are dancing, one, you're moving your body. And when your body's moving, your brain is grooving, so you're changing your thought patterns. Also with movement becomes dopamine, comes serotonin, these feel-good hormones, because we're moving around and moving our body. And most of the time when we're dancing, we're in an upright type posture, not closed off. This also lowers your cortisol, which will help you to be able to think a lot more clearly, because when we're in high cortisol state, we don't think very clearly on how to handle certain situations that actually can inhibit us. So listen to music, put on your favorite song, whatever it may be, start dancing, take a minute, 2 minutes if you have the time, if you can, to give yourself that gift and just feel it and be in the moment as best as you possibly can. If these methods you found helpful, I'll ask that you share them with somebody, because the best thing you can do when you find something that's helpful is to share it with somebody, because not only do you help that person, but you're actually helping yourself, because when you share it, you're actually remembering more of what you shared and why you shared it. And on the last note, this world needs a lot more positivity. There's so much negative stuff going on that gets shared, when a lot of positive stuff actually doesn't get shared as much as it should. My request then to you is to share that positivity, whether it's sharing this video or even just something in your own life. So again, if you found this helpful, please share, please subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for listening.